So I recently shot with a few rolls of the new Kentmere Pan 400 for 120, and man, I was really impressed with the results. Let's dive into some characteristics of this film stock and how I used it for this portrait session. Kentmere Pan 400 is a medium speed black and white film with classic looking grain, good sharpness, and pleasing contrast. I've never used it for 35mm, but when it came out for 120, the first thing that stood out to me was the price. $6 for a roll of 120 film is definitely the cheapest I've ever paid, so I guess you can consider this a budget film. I've been told by the interwebs that this film is great for everyday use for beginners since it has a good exposure latitude, meaning it is definitely forgiving for if you make mistakes. I did in fact overexpose most of my shots by a stop or two to make sure I had enough light while in the studio. In the images, I really enjoy that fine classic looking grain structure of the Kentmere Pan 400, something that I've been trying to emulate with my digitals for years but is really only achievable when shooting film. The moderate grain from this film stock isn't too noticeable, but you can still tell that it's there for that sense of realism. The contrast of this film looks really good as well. From some of my other videos, I've talked about loving black and white film that delivers that nice mix of contrast. I think this film does a good job with delivering just enough of your images, but not to the point where it's too overbearing. This photo of Kia is definitely one of my favorites from the shoot. As with the sun being present, you can still get that nice balance of contrast, grain, and black and white tones. I did read that Kentmere Pan 400 would be great for pushing due to its exposure latitude, so I decided to give it a shot. I rated this next set of images at 800 and had my film lab push it one stop. They definitely were right, and these photos look absolutely stunning. Lastly, I wanted to see if the images differed much from the famous Ilford HP5, so here are some side-by-side shots of the Pan 400 and the HP5. Let me know in the comments what you think. Overall, I would certainly use Kentmere Pan 400 again. It's still been less than a year since I've been shooting film, so being able to use a film stock that lets me make mistakes via exposure compensation and that's also cheap is pretty dope. I really want to shoot this stuff at 3200 and push it 3 stops to see what type of results I'd get. Maybe next time, but I'll definitely be adding this stuff to my 120 film arsenal for everyday use. Thank you all for watching. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on Kentmere Pan 400. Also, make sure you destroy that like button. We're pushing the 10K subscribers this year, so let's smash that like button and push this video through the algorithm. Thanks again and happy shooting. Peace.